My fingers are a little bit chilly, so hopefully whatever's in here is like, I don't know, big and blobby, and I can just use my arms instead of my fingers, because they're not operating at full capacity at the moment. Anyway, this is a Paletteful Packs Premier Box. It's an art box subscription. Don't know the last time I opened one, because just seeing the green in front of me feels so unfamiliar. But we're going to be digging inside, finding out what kind of art supplies are in there, and we're going to, you know, try to infuse a little creativity and make something. Let's dig right in and see what we got. Ooh, is that purple or blue? Oh, on camera it looks very purple. In person it seems more like a navy blue. Not that it matters. Anyway, the first thing I'm seeing is some green art supplies here. We got like a sea green, a forest green, and a grass green. It'd be funny if they have names. And I was close. So we have 245, 277, and 346. Oh, what's your favorite color? My favorite color? Oh, it's gotta be 346. Have you seen it? Well, beautiful green, you know? Here they are a little closer up. They're the Tombow ABT water-based brush pen. So on one side they have a bullet nib and on the other is a brush. Dual wield or double-ended action. See right there. And all three of those are those. That end sentence sounded like it was going to end a little bit more exciting than that. So we have three beautiful green water-based brush pens. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, this is cute. Paletteful Packs. Ooh, why is it grimy? I don't know if you can see it, but I think it's like the purple maggots may have pooped all over it. It's like a, a paper grime. It must have something to do, because this is like a very, forgive the word choices, but like a slimy texture on the notebook. So it like, the static electricity must have attracted the maggot dust. It's nothing I can't fix, but the design is the same on either side. Is it maybe? Oh, maybe it's supposed to be this way. It looks like one of those, it actually looks like a fine liner and then a pen nib. Interesting. And then some succulents. This art style looks very familiar to me. Oh, you know what? Changing the subject to teensy. This looks like these, eh? So they added water to them and dropped them onto like a pen. So I bet there's some pens in here. But I should probably also show you that this is like a sketchbook. It's got some very bright white paper. So I wonder if this box, if this is themed after the box, I wonder if it has the dip pen and the pens in here. So let's take a look. All right, dig further into the maggots. So just kind of scooch them into the lid. Why do these look so stiff? Well, these are Sakura Microns, or Sakura. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it. I'm like trying to figure out why they're so beautiful. Limited edition black barrel set. The Sakura 100th anniversary. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary. I don't know. Part of my brain says, don't open it, it's limited edition. But then the other part of me is kind of just really excited to open it, so we're gonna do that. Ooh, they're sleek. I love the gold tips. I don't know why I didn't notice them. I think it's because of the gold lettering. It all kind of like was very cohesive, but not seeing it on its own. I love the contrast between that gold metal-y clip thing with the black. This is a 003, we have a 005, we have a 01, we have a 02, we have a 03, we have a 05, we have a 08, and I believe those are all, what is that called, bullet nib? There you can see the 08 size, so that's one of the larger ones. Okay, this is the smallest. It's 0.15 millimeters. So fine. You can barely see it. It like blends in with my skin. It's so tiny. It's like looking at a needle. That's scary. Many a fine liner have I broke because of my heavy hands. You criminal. There are 3 more inside there. Let me take a look-see. All right, we have a 10, a 12, and then a plastic nib. The 10 is actually 0.6 millimeters. Look at that big boy. They just get bigger. I don't think I've ever owned a Micron of this size. We have a 12, which is 0.7 millimeters. Look at that thing. It's basically a marker. Then we have the plastic nib, which goes down to 0.45 millimeters. And what's cool about a plastic nib is a little bit flexible and it lasts a little bit longer, at least for me. And they're usually the ones I lean towards because you can kind of vary the line width just a smidge. It's not straight up like a brush pen, but it's, you know, cool. Let me see if I have a regular old Micron so you can kind of see the difference. This is actually a Pigma graphic, but the design is the same. This is actually like a plastic brush nib. Yeah, this is the 1 millimeter lineup. I've used my fair share of these guys, but look how gorgeous. Oop. Don't these just look fancy? I kind of think they should just switch to this because, like I said, I go through my fine liners a lot. They don't last all that long. So like having one that's just prettier would probably lead me to avoid using them because I don't want to have to, you know, get rid of them. But they're gorgeous. I'm excited to try them out. I assume they work the same, but they're pretty. Does it show up? Anyway, we have the menu. I don't know if there's any other art supplies in here. That looks to be it. So yeah, it lists the Microns, a little bit of a backstory. These are $35.95 MSRP, but you do get a lot of pens. I don't think I've ever seen a 10 pen set before. All right, and then you get 3 Tombow dual brush pens, and then I knew it looked familiar. Anyway, this is the special edition Paletteful Pack sketchbook featuring art by Hello Alice. Isn't that cool? I knew I recognized it. Sketchbook contains 70-pound premium recycled paper, sewn with library quality binding. Very cool. Oh wait, what was on the back of that? Oh, we have some tips and prompts. Okay, so there's a couple tips and techniques. So there's hatching, which is when you draw a straight line. I knew that one. Cross hatching, when you draw lines that crisscross. There's stippling, where you're like doing dots. That's where you like, without dragging. Wow. I kind of knew all that, but good refresher. Okay, though there's 4 prompts. It looks like they give you one for every week since it's a monthly box. Prompt 1 is cabin. Prompt 2 is furry. Prompt 3 is leaf. And prompt 4 is eye. Is there a way to mix all of those together? Should I draw in this? It seems like a waste to like draw on one page because I have a sketchbook. Hey, there she is. I'm gonna keep this for inspiration right here, especially since I'll be able to see the beautiful succulents. But I'm gonna grab my sketchbook because I'd rather throw my art in there. Okay, so here I got my sketchbook opened. We got beautiful art supplies for inspiration. I should keep it in smallest to largest. One second, give me a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is play around with the prompts. Cabin, furry, leaf, and eye. Right now the one that's calling to me is leaf, probably because of the succulents. I just noticed that the theme of the box is pen sketching. So I guess we should try sketching in pen. I'm gonna grab one of the middle sizes. 0.2 or 0.2, which is 0.3 millimeters. I'll just write their number on them with them, and then I'll be able to see what they all look like. You can kind of see how dinky these write. 0.1. Oh, that's already like twice the size of the last one. Actually, that makes sense math-wise. And this would be double the 1. Ooh, I like that one. That one feels natural and smooth. Ooh, and there's 0.5, which is usually the one I reach for. We have twice that size, which is 10. We go to 12. That nib just makes me laugh. I think that's so funny. Oh, we missed 0.8. How did these get out of order? I literally just put them in order. We'll leave them in the order I broke them in. Then we have the PN. You can kind of see that it's like a thinner point, but then I can kind of push harder and get it thicker. I can push lighter and get it thinner. And then we also have these colors, 2, 4, 5. Now these are water-based, so the more you layer them, the more you'll probably rip up your paper. There's some leeway there, but don't like to be too crazy. Ooh, those are some nice green. All right, so here's all the art supplies we were provided along with the paper. Yeah, I definitely want to draw like plants. There's not a lot of contrast in the greens. They're all very heavy on the dark side. Hanging out with Darth Vader, I guess. But we can add water and maybe use a paintbrush, and that would probably subdue them a little bit if we need to. And I want to do what Alice did, which is do a lot of like pen depth and weight with the pen and the sketches, and then add the color in as like little blobs. Well, not blobs, but like as splashes. That's the word. Of colors. I think it's called a wash in the watercolor world. But yeah, that's kind of the plan here. I just have to find out what it is I'm drawing. Now I've tested them, I probably might start with a 2 or 3. 2 is right here. I think what I'll do first, I'm gonna draw a plant from my imagination, and then see what needs to be improved with that, and then find a reference, and then see what I did wrong. I always like to see the comparisons. So I think it's called like, I'm not even gonna try and guess. But a plant with those like big leaves and then like a long stem. Not a palm tree, like a plant. Palm tree's a tree. Look, it's got big leaves like this. Ooh, that looks like a leaf. And we can have a leaf that comes like this way, so it's like folding over itself. Just so we connect there, because we can add a little depth there. Kind of like separate the two, thicken up some of the outside lines to make the inside lines even thinner. Ooh, I like that look. And maybe one in the background here. Okay, now these two leaves are kind of like blending together a little, so I'm gonna kind of thicken up these lines and maybe remove that tangent. I might create a stem here and then like one extra leaf here, and add some of that like leaf texture, I guess. And then we can just maybe add a tiny leaf on the other side. I don't know if they should have like little stems or if the leaf would like come straight out of the stem. Wait, what did I just say? I don't know if the leaf should have its own little stem that connects to the base or not, because I don't actually have a reference. We'll just do one little leafy there. It's our plant. We can do what we want. Okay, and we'll add like a little pot for it to live in with some dirt. That's the dirt rather than the pot. Don't know how big a pot a plant like this needs. We'll just kind of give it a little environment to live in. Oh, we need a little line right here. I don't know why I was so excited about that. We'll add a little stippling, give the dirt more texture. Actually, that might look good on the leaves too, since they're like, you know, organic and they have irregularities. They're not just smooth plastic. Look at my little plant. I will grab some water before I first start swatching. I'll be right back. Got a paintbrush as well. And I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've tried to do this sort of technique with water-based pens. Does it make sense to like put it down and then add the water? I mean, I guess that's what we could try. Now we only have green, right? So I don't really have a dirt color. So I might grab the Micron again. Actually use the plastic nib and kind of just really add texture to this. Create like the soil color. Lots of hatching. Gives it a little grounding. Since I'm probably gonna have a green pot, I would like the pot to be as light as possible and then have maybe most of our depth be up there. So we'll do our testing with the pot. Let's use this lightest color and then I'll grab our paintbrush and see if it like bleeds. Ooh, okay. So it's like shadows green and we'll blend outwards. I don't know if there's like a time limit before it stops smudging. Okay, interesting. It's a little splotchy. Stay here. Thank you. Could also do like a little hatching with this and blend that out, see what happens. That looks a little nicer. It's got a very painterly look. I might fill in this area too. All right, so I think that's what I'll do with the plant as well, but I'm going to use that mid-tone green or the middle of our 3 greens. And I'm going to color in the shadows like this. This is where I want it to be the darkest. And just do that with the pen. Then we'll try and blend that out and see what it looks like. Ooh, look at the way that one lifts. I want it to be like the limier green near the tip, but I just carried that all the way up. So it's looking like this 277 has a lot more blue in it, because as I pull this out, it turns blue. I'm gonna go back to the 245 color, kind of brighten it up, add a little bit more yellow to the mix. Kind of blend them together, create a smoother gradient. Yeah, I should not have used that one color. I like the sketch better. Isn't that a tale we all understand? I think I might wait for that to dry. I'm gonna grab the darkest green and go over the soil. Just straight up. I think it needs to be even darker. Now you can't really see what's going on. Just grab that with my paintbrush and kind of like bring it up here. I don't like those two at all. They definitely need more of this green. I'm gonna try just going over the same area and then adding water. I'm kind of falling in love with this one leaf. The rest need more green. Ooh, that's cool. And like draw over it again where I've added the water wash. Then it has like extra detail. I'm also noticing I can lift it sometimes. Right off the bat, these are definitely colors that are a lot more saturated and dark than I tend to use, so it'll be really fun to like play around with these and see if I can get a result that I like, since I usually avoid them, and you can't improve if you're constantly avoiding. I feel like it's an elephant plant. Is that right? I also want to like lift this little stem area. Grab some water and see if that does the trick. Interesting. I want to wait for it to dry and maybe go over it with a little Posca to bring some highlights. I don't know if we'll use like a green one or a white one. What was the other prompts? Cabin, furry, an eye. Something that's green that looks like an eye that I'm thinking of, although it does have like other colors, is like a peacock's feather. I don't dare attempt that one without a reference. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, it's coming back to me now. It's like a hoof shape, a circle, then like an avocado, and then the feather. We try sketching that out. So I draw the hoof like this. And that's like the darkest center. Then we have a circle that goes around it. Comes really close to the bottom of it. And then we have the avocado, which comes up like this. Kind of comes down around like this. It's obviously going to be a lot sketchier. And then you have like the actual feathers kind of come from this area, I think. So it's kind of like, you don't really see that so much unless you look super closely. I just have the feathers. Not sure how far down I'm going with this. Anyway, I think they're much longer than that, probably like to there. But we're supposed to do the coloring. I think since the center's blue, then this circle's more like a light blue, then you have a yellow, and then you have the green. I might have to color in the darkest blue area with just a straight up pen. I think I'll use one of the larger ones for that. We'll just fill it in. I'm gonna do it in like a feather texture. Then the avocado is like yellow, and the circle is blue. So what I might do is take that 277, which came out really blue when we added water, and I'll use this plastic kind of as a palette. And then add water. Okay, now it doesn't seem as blue on here. It does look a little blue. And we'll color in this circle. I think it's just compared to the other greens it comes out blue. We'll keep that light for now. We can always build it up a little. Now the next layer is yellow. We don't have that color, so I'm gonna skip it for now. We'll go to the green outward layer. Kind of just paint from the outside in. I do like the look of the more pastel wash. I think it gives off an even more watercolor vibe. So yeah, I got oh, so that was for the eye prompt. It makes me think of an eye. I think this style doesn't lend itself as well to the wash. Like I did a very light sketch. Whereas this, I had like a cool line arty vibe. And I think that would have looked really cool with this kind of coloring. Whereas this kind of line art would probably look better with that kind of coloring. So we might grab these and see if I can, ooh. Can you see what it's doing? Do you see? So this is technically the same color, but that's diluted with water. Ooh, that definitely changed the way it looked. Kind of looks fine without anything in the little avocado. I mean, I feel like it translates. It needs more blue though to really give off a peacock vibe. What happens when you add water 2, 3, 4, 6? I wonder if that looks even more blue. That would be helpful actually, because then I can kind of like blend it outwards here. That actually fits under the eye and the leaf cue just because it has like a leaf shape, you know? That makes me want to draw something that's sort of like fantastical. Like leaves that are peacock feathers coming from a plant. How many does that follow? Okay, that gets the eye, gets the leaf. Oh, it's cabin and furry. I mean, if I make the plant fuzzy, a fuzzy plant. Kind of playing around with the line art a little more. I think I'll just fill this in and see how that looks. Little pond ring. I don't think I have the shape of the feather quite right. What if I search peacock feather? That might give me a better reference. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think I can do that better. It's got like a surfboard vibe. So if I try and draw like a squiggly one, then on the end we have our avocado, right? Then inside there we have our circle, and inside there we have our upside down heart hoof thing. And then from there, it's almost like there's like individual fibers kind of come from that. Now let me try that like wash technique and see if it fits better into like the thicker line art. I also might grab our larger one and kind of like add a little more depth in here. Grab a little water on the brush. We'll start with our darkest blue. Fill in our little upside down heart. I changed my mind. I've decided it's an upside down heart. And we'll color in the heart again with the black. I think that looked a little bit more dynamic. Actually, I might use just straight up one of those colors. Like, look how much darker those are compared to this. Yeah, look at that. That makes a difference. Blend that out with one of the other colors. This is what I wanted on the tips. And while it's still wet there, they're gonna like blend together. Blend that out a smidge, maybe. Just wanna make sure the tips of all these are filled in. I don't mind if I go outside the lines, but I don't want any white space inside the lines. Okay, I do think I've improved. I think that looks more like a peacock feather than that one. I think it needs more like crazy long ones that just sort of like go whatever. Move to this one again. Maybe blend that out with some water. Still trying to figure out the best course of action here. Definite improvement. It would be kind of cool to draw like a plant with leaves like this. Because you could go with like a fern, and then maybe it'll be on the side of a cabin. And then we'll add a little squirrel, maybe. I also want to try that again. I feel like I didn't do it. Oh wait, is it dry? Oh wait, where's my gel pen? I found this teeny tiny Posca pen. So what I'm thinking, we'll clean up like the edges where the color came outside. Oops, I put my hand in the wet. Ooh. It'd also be kind of cool to add little speckles with this. Because if you notice, it's like absorbing the color if it's might be just a tiny bit wet. And it kind of turns into a nice green. Oh, we need to add more green to be a little more vibrant. Still not quite the right colors, but we're working with a limited palette here, so that's what we're just gonna have to do. I do want to try my little idea of, we have so many of these, I feel like I should be trying to use more of them. So if we have a little plant, like a fern, but if it has like a little piece up here, and then another piece maybe bending, and then a piece coming up between them, and bending lower. So that's like the stem, so that's like the center of this. And then we need our little avocados. So there'd be one up here, one bending this way. Actually, they can be kind of flattened, can't they? Maybe this one's like touching the ground. So then this is our ground level. Then we need to draw the little circles inside here. Then we have to add the little leaves of the fern. We'll keep them like symmetrical. Oh, and then we need the ones that come out of this area. Kind of just come from it, I guess. Do the same thing with the other ones, I guess. I guess they'd be kind of intertwined a little bit. I'm also trying to keep it a little organic because it's a plant. It's our peacock plant. I wonder if there's such a thing. There is a peacock plant. Oh, I see why. So I guess I'll have to come up with a different name for ours. Ours will be a peacock fern. I'll have them like laying on the ground there. Now, how do I color this? That's been the tricky part. What might be cool, actually, let me try something. I'm gonna take that bluish green. We're gonna add like a little down here. Then I'm gonna put a bunch on here again. Grab our paintbrush with water and just kind of create a big wash behind here. Blend that out, blend it out. Just want it to be kind of soft. So that's like our background. And while that's drawing, I'm gonna experiment with some other things. We need to be able to include, like, we can't quit until we've found a way to include furry and cabin. I'm just like eyeball some little scenes here. But if we were to keep it all inside a frame, if we had like the edge of a cabin, like you see the logs, and you'd have like, you know, grass and whatnot, maybe a window. Okay, so now we have cabin. We need something furry and eye and plant. So if we include like our little peacock fern, now we just need like a squirrel or something to fit in there. Squirrel. Another idea would be we could make it like a scene of like a little squirrel village and they live in a cabin and they grow these funky plants. I'm not sure how that would look. See where we go with it. So that way we would include like a more properly proportioned. Gotta have a peaked roof. Maybe a little smoke coming out of there. And then maybe they have giant trees that look like these. Or is that too big? I think it's just gonna, because these are like more fantasy style plants, I'm not sure I can get away with drawing them this big, because then it's like, what is it, right? Even if you're drawing like little squirrel people, I don't think it's gonna translate. I didn't even draw a squirrel person. Well, we didn't even get that far. Guess you could do like a blade of, well, now they're too small. This is a blade of grass. Okay, yeah, that idea is a bit of a bust. Let's continue on our little brain dump to find an idea. I mean, what else is furry besides a squirrel, you know? I mean, there's plenty, but they're not coming to mind. Little hands, round bodies. It's a squirrel! But if I do a squirrel, like, what color am I going to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? All we have is green, you know? Okay, looks like we've improved here. I think I'll switch to the light green, and we'll just color in all these. Colored in all the little green. Okay, so I think we'll take the bluest one again. Add water to color in our little circles. Hopefully get a useful color. Color that in. Looks blue to me. Just adding a little wash. Yeah, since I had it on my brush. Wait for that to dry a little more. I could go with something like a plant here with our squirrel. What if he's like leaning forward with one arm down, the other one up, big tail. The squirrel tail kind of reminds me of this thing. Because what if we added like our avocado with a circle and a heart up there? What do we think? What do we think? And now we're creating like some kind of fantastic beast. And we could still like give it plants or something. Like the grass would be this long. It's furry. We have the eye of the peacock thing. We could make it a plant-based furry animal. We're just missing the cabin. It's kind of exciting to draw those. Let me try. This is the baddie. I need to look up a squirrel, I think. A little T-Rexy there. Oh, that helps. Kind of bunching that up that way. Yeah, I want to color that one in. I just gotta. Let's see how this turns out. So if it's a green squirrel, might keep it a little lighter at the belly and the head. We'll add water, kind of blend out from there. That needs work. Then we can use blue for the center bit. Let that dry. Maybe grab that blue color for a little bit of a background. And actually blend that out this way. Ooh, okay. Still doesn't have that pop that like a peacock feather would. Another thing we could do is give it like more tails to imitate a peacock. So like you've got the squirrel. What we're gonna do is add way more tails, right? So we'd have, maybe it'd be easiest to draw the little avocados. How many seems right? That's too many. I don't want to draw that. We still have to stay within my wants and needs here. Then we add the tail. Not as excited about that. I think it's just because I do not feel like drawing that many. That might be the only reason. Ooh, maybe the longer body helps. Still looks like a little rat. Maybe the ears need to be pointier. It's kind of fun to draw. I like little one tail. Try some colors on this one a little more. And I want more of the green to create like gradients or something. And then when that dries, we can kind of go over it with that green to darken up some areas and make it look more like a plant. I don't know. How do you make a squirrel look like a plant? Okay, back to this. Am I done with this? I mean, I could bring in like a yellow Posca. We could see what that does. Just to try it out. It does add some fun color. Might help here too. It doesn't actually pull away from the plant vibe that I thought it would. I've run out of things to say because I'm just kind of throwing stuff at here and hoping for change. Ooh, okay. I found something I liked. I like the way the very light 245 looks with the 346 as a shading. I like the cool tones added on top of the warmer ones. I think it works best when it's on like the pastel green. And I'm running out of paper here. I haven't figured it out yet. Is this just gonna be one of those sketching sessions that leads nowhere? But it's not nowhere, it's still drawing, it's still fun. You know what I mean. Try to draw a squirrel again. Maybe a bigger head? Does that make it look less like a rat? I don't think so. What the heck's the difference between these two species? Tail? Feathers here? Little hands? What if? Take the green, color in the squirrel, and then add shading to make it look more like a squirrel. You know, because squirrels have a specific kind of pattern. Dry. Trying to come out from this circle to give it more of a peacock vibe. When I come from the bottom or the top and go inwards, it loses a lot of that little squirrel texture up here because it should come this way too. Yeah, that does help. Look at that. Who'da thunk? And maybe when that dries, I'll try to use the more bluish one for shading. So this is like the texture. Then that would be the shading. A little sloppy in here. I might just grab the Posca and create a line. As I'm like slowly sliding out of frame. Well, I've definitely consumed all of the prompts, let us say. I feel like this one beat me. I don't know what to do. Oof, this one's rough. I just wanted to draw the tail like up like this and then a little too flat. Try another one, try another one. Trying to like simplify it. That one's funny, almost looks like a blobfish. Maybe little speckles will make it look more magical. You know what? Do I admit defeat? Ooh, I don't know what to do. I think we'll just draw some more squirrels until I feel like I've drawn enough squirrels. Ooh, look at that squirrel head. That's a good squirrel head. Turned out kind of cute. Try that again. It's like an acorn-shaped head. More deer-like ears. Eyeball. Nose. Just gonna draw a bean. Yeah, we'll just fill the space with squirrels. I think the more deer-like ears does help. Distinguishes it from the rat. Let's have one looking up. What is that? Oh, that one's kind of nice. I'm gonna color it. Use this light green color. I'm gonna see if I can just use that as a palette. Nice. Let that just fade into nothing. What? No, that's not what I meant. Let it dry. That's the word. Try it with a smaller line size. Ooh, I like the like thicker arms, but nothing else of this do I really like. This is the one that I'm going to want for shading our little squirrel. Test out one of the other ones. It works. Okay. When I'm putting on the shading, I'm always like, it doesn't quite hold the candle to what it used to. Then I take a step back and I'm like, dang, I like them all. I just like the way those two colors look next to each other a lot. Just kind of taking it in, trying to figure out if there's something else I'd like to do. Part of me feels like something's missing. I'm gonna draw a yellow square back here just to make this more vibrant. Do I have a favorite squirrel I can do this to over here? I don't think I do, actually. I'll just draw a circle. Okay. I think I'm just running around in circles here. I think we just had a nice sketch session, you know? Sometimes you just gotta take small victories. And lately, my brain just has wanted to do literally nothing. So the fact that I did something, I need to celebrate that. Really excited about these microns. You will probably be seeing these in the future. I'm very excited about having all these new sizes that I've definitely never had before. We'll see if I actually reach for them because I always end up using the plastic nib, 0.35, and the 0.5, which is 0.45. That's basically 0.5 millimeters. But I'm very excited to have them. Like, look how pretty they are. Tombow pens I don't usually reach for, which you can probably tell that they're not really my favorite art supply, I will say. But it was really fun trying to draw squirrels with the color green. Still not entirely sure why that happened. I do need to send a big thank you to Paletteful Packs for sending this box to try out and make something with its contents. I had a lot of fun. I wish we had reached some kind of conclusion, but come on. I mean, it's me we're talking about. Hey, we did all of my favorite things, you know, sketching, you know. Hey, we learned to draw a peacock feather. Hey, look, this is without a reference. This is with a reference. What a difference. This reminds me of something else I drew, which I think looked exactly like that. I feel like I'm prolonging the inevitable here, so I do want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I fill the spread in my sketchbook using was it February? The mail's been so slow lately, like I can't blame them, but yes, February. The February Paletteful Premier Packs Box. See, I'm right sometimes. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!